G'day guys, how you going? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Well, I'm back. I've been away for 2 weeks. A few of you have been asking whether or not I was considering leaving YouTube. No, at no stage was I ever thinking that. The reason I've been gone for so long was because my computer decided to shit itself completely, basically not allowing me to use any sound or even the webcam. So for that reason, I've been trying to fix it to no avail, but finally I managed to find a solution, and now I am back doing reviews. So hopefully you didn't miss me too much. I know there are a few of you out there who probably think that I wasn't gone for long enough, but bad luck to you because I am back. And tonight I'm going to get straight back into it by doing a movie review. This is a horror film from Ireland, English language, released in the year 2011, directed by David Keating, and this film is called Wakewood. And the story to Wakewood is as follows. Still grieving the death of their only child, Alice, a young couple relocate to the small remote town of Wakewood, where they stumble on a group of villagers practicing pagan rituals. They soon learn that this ritual has the power to bring back the dead, and would allow them 3 days with their beloved daughter. When the terms are agreed with the sinister village leader, far bigger questions begin to loom. What will they do when it's time for Alice to go back? Will she go back peacefully, or are there more sinister forces at work? So the movie centres around a young couple who have just lost their only child to a vicious dog attack. So it's been a year since her passing, and the father, who is a veterinarian, has got a veterinarian job at a very remote town called Wakewood. So the couple moved to this town in order to try and get over their loss. They're still grieving and they're having a hard time trying to move on. So, straight away they notice that there is something a little bit odd about the villagers who make up the town of Wakewood. And before long, the wife, she comes across a group of villagers practicing a pagan ritual. And it appears that this person that they're practicing it on is being brought back from the dead. So the wife, she doesn't know what the hell she just saw, and she tells her husband, and the husband is trying to come up with reasonable sort of explanations, but he can't quite. He kind of thinks that maybe the mother or his wife is starting to go a little bit insane, but to satisfy her curiosity, he begins to ask questions. And it's later revealed by the leader of this little group who performed this ritual, that this ritual is used in order to bring back lost loved ones from the dead for 3 days. And so the village leader, he asks the couple if they would like to see their daughter again. So initially they think this is just the idea of a psycho, and they don't believe it. They're very skeptical. But the opportunity to reunite with their daughter is too good to refuse because, as I said, they're still very, very heartbroken over this tragedy. So eventually they agree to the terms, and they're being questioned before this ritual because if they're not truthful, things can go wrong. And unfortunately for the couple, they're not entirely truthful, but they're just so desperate to see their daughter that they're willing to do anything. So the daughter is brought back from the dead and basically is reunited, and everything seems to be going along fine. But then as time goes by and that 3-day period starts to come to an end, things start to get very weird, and it soon turns out that the lives of everybody are in great danger. So that's all I'm going to tell you on the story. If you want to know more, please go out there and have a look at this one for yourself. Now, my thoughts on the film. This is really a hit and miss for me. Now, there is a big negative with it, which is ultimately what I felt brought the film down, but thankfully there are a lot of positives. Now, the biggest positive is what you notice straight away, and that is a very, very atmospheric, sort of an atmosphere of dread. And if you've seen other films like Kill List, The Wicker Man, you will know what I mean. You'll get into this film and straight away you can sense that something is not right. Just by the way it's been shot, it's a very eerie kind of feeling. It's really hard to explain. It's something you're going to have to find to see for yourself to really experience. And it's something that is very unique with horror films from this corner of the world. I feel that they're all very atmospheric. Kill List is another movie that I can really... It's very reminiscent of this film in the feeling, in that you don't know exactly the bad things that are going to happen, but you just sense that something is not right, and you're waiting for that moment where the dangers are revealed, and you're not quite sure what is going to happen. And that is what I actually feel makes this film, so good to start with, is that the tension builds and it gets more and more intense as the film goes along, and it does promise a very thrilling climax. So straight away, as I said, a very skillful display of camera work from the director. The music, the soundtrack was very eerie, and it helped contribute to a very eerie feeling. And so yeah, technically the film is done very well. The acting is very good as well. There's not too much character development, but from what they had to work with, I thought that the actors did a very good job. I felt sorry for the couple. I could understand their desperation to reunite with their little girl. And actually, the scenes where the little girl comes back to life are actually quite touching. And you know that this is going to have to come to an end. So it's even more heartbreaking in that they've finally got their little girl back, but they're going to have to say goodbye. So that's always in the back of your mind. And although, you know, they're having loving moments, you know that it's going to come to an end. And that really is heartbreaking. So there is a certain level of emotion to the movie, which really surprised me because I wasn't expecting that. Then you've got the gore. I actually felt that the gore was fairly well done. It's not overdone. I was kind of feeling that maybe this could have been an excessive gore film, but thankfully it wasn't. It actually does play a lot on the emotion and the psychological impact of a horror film, which, you know, is a surprise, but it's a very pleasant one nonetheless. Now, yeah, the acting from the supporting cast was all very good, and as I said, it's a pagan ritual kind of film. So a lot of movies, in particular the original Wicker Man, if you like the Wicker Man and you like the characters and you like the kind of creepy atmosphere, then this one is, you know, it really does pay tribute to those kinds of films. So yeah, a lot to like about the movie, and I actually felt that it really should have been so much more than it actually was. Now, my biggest problem with the film is how it ends. It felt like the director did such a masterful job at creating so much dread, so much suspense, so much fear, and when it comes to his big moment, it kind of feels like he has stage fright, and he played it safe rather than having something truly memorable. And by the end of it, when the end credits rolled, I felt that it really wasn't, it just really wasn't very rewarding, and it kind of felt that it was, you know, you buy a big firecracker and you light the firecracker and you're expecting a massive explosion and bright colors everywhere, but then it just fizzes out to nothing. So it's a really big letdown when that sort of stuff happens, and it's the same sort of feeling I got with this film. And unfortunately, you know, that was really unfortunate because of the fact it was just such a masterclass in building of tension. But yeah, the ending, it just wasn't scary enough because it was rushed. There was basically one sequence of horror, then it goes to the next sequence, and then it goes to the next sequence, and then it's finished. And it doesn't give enough time to crawl under the skin of the viewer. And so, in the end, I actually felt that, you know, it really should have been a hell of a lot better than it actually finished up being. But fortunately for me, I felt that although the last quarter of the film was a major letdown, there was enough positive in the film to make it worthwhile. So I'm going to give it 3 out of 5. If you like these kinds of films, I would definitely say go and give it a look. But yeah, for something that was promising so much, I actually felt that ultimately this did come across as a very disappointing film. So hopefully the director, he has a little bit more patience and a little bit more confidence in his storytelling to produce something that is an overall, you know, a decent horror film in its entire length, not just the 3/4. So that's my review of Wakewood. Yeah, 3 out of 5, but I do feel that it was a missed opportunity. Alright guys, that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, take care of yourselves, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.